Hey guys, Abby Johnson here. So I'm going to talk about something that I haven't talked a whole lot about before, but this is everything that's going on with the University of Pittsburgh and their fetal tissue research department. If you haven't been following that, you may want to sort of check it out and see what's been going on. It came out a few years ago that the University of Pittsburgh, and listen, they're not the only one. There's many universities across the country that have been participating in this sort of research. But it came out that they were participating in this sort of research and just, really sort of disgusting type of research using aborted babies. And most recently, it was released that they were doing an experiment with the scalps of aborted babies, and they were taking the scalps of these aborted babies that were killed between 18 and 20 weeks, and then they were transplanting them on the backs of lab rats. And, I was looking through the study. I was talking to a friend of mine, actually, who used to work at University of Pittsburgh, and we were going through the study together, and she's much smarter than I am about this kind of stuff. And she was like, Abby, she's like, here's what you need to understand. Here's what people need to understand. You can't transplant dead tissue and put it onto live tissues. You can't transplant like a dead tissue of a baby scalp onto live rat tissue. So what she was basically saying was the tissue that they took off of these aborted babies had to be fresh. It had to be live. So they either cut the tissue of the scalp off of these babies when they were either alive or they had just freshly been killed, which is just, it's barbarism, right? It's something, it's so heinous. Like we can't even imagine how disgusting that is. And why? What's the point? Why do you need to know if baby hair will grow on the back of a rat? There's absolutely no purpose, just to see if they can, right? It's just totally demonic. It's just disgusting. So, we have stories of people who have worked at Pitt, and, they know what's going on with Magee Women's Hospital and the way that these women are treated. And, fetal tissue research has been going on for many years. It happened in my facility where I worked. We participated in it. Planned Parenthood has been participating in it for many years. We never hid it. It was something that we were proud of. I mean, we had a whole webpage on our website dedicated to it, talking about how altruistic it is to participate in this sort of program. We're out here, saying that we're curing Parkinson's and curing Alzheimer's and, doing all of these wonderful things with these aborted babies. Really, what's happening is nothing. I mean, there haven't been any major breakthroughs in the last few decades with aborted fetal tissue. The majority of breakthroughs that are happening are happening because of adult stem cell tissue, not because of aborted tissue. So it's just sort of a lie that they peddle in order to practice research on aborted children. And what we know to be true, because of people who have left Magee Women's and because of people who have left University of Pittsburgh, is they're telling us that basically what's happening to these women at Magee and these women that are having abortions and then their babies are being used at University of Pitt is that these women are essentially just seen as sort of incubators. I mean, their babies' parts, their babies' bodies just being put in huge buckets, just dumped, just buckets of body parts being, put together. And the pro-abortion groups are always saying, pro-lifers, you just care about, women, you just see women as incubators. No, we don't. We actually value women. We value their fertility. When you look at what's happening, though, in these research labs, they're the ones that actually see women as just incubators. They just see them as the sum of their parts. They're actually paying women. We paid women to have abortions at Planned Parenthood, and they're doing the same thing at Magee Women's. They're doing the same thing at University of Pitt. They're paying women to have abortions. This is disgusting. This is not empowerment. This is not how you help women. This is not how you empower women. And everybody should be angry about this. Women's groups should be angry about this. People who support abortion should be angry about this. Animal rights groups should be angry about this. Everybody should be angry about this. And I don't really know what it takes. I mean, I'm talking about buckets of baby parts. I'm talking about women being used as incubators, women being paid to kill their babies, women's dignity being stripped of them. I mean, it's oppression of the worst kind. It's almost like a form of slavery that these women are being forced into. What is it going to take for people to actually wake up and say, this is wrong, and this is too much, this is too far? And then now they're doing an investigation into this whole Pitt situation, and guess who the investigator is? Well, he's an alumni of the Pitt. He's a Pitt alumni. If anything's ever going to get done about this, it's going to have to be because people like you, people like me, and people watching this are actually raising their voices and they're doing something about it. They're writing letters. They're pulling their donations. They're not sending their kids to these schools. They're making their voices heard. Maybe PETA needs to get involved. I don't know. But it's got to be more than just the pro-life community. This is an egregious violation, not just against children. This is a violation against women. This is a violation against the dignity of women. My gosh. Somebody, somewhere, raise your voice. Raise your voices. This has got to stop.